All right, what an intro.
What is up? We are welcoming for the first time ever to the show, Mr. Dennis Atlas, joining us from anywhere USA because he's on tour right now. How's it going, Mr. Atlas? How are you, sir?
All right, good to be here, Clint. Thank you for having me.
Dude, it's a pleasure. And so it's a day off for you guys right now. So what's a day off look like? You chilling out and then you just travel today? What's a day off look like for you guys on this tour?
Well, in this case, it looks like hopefully a lot of sleep later because we had a long drive from, oh my gosh, where were we? We were in Oregon, Bend, Oregon, and now we are in Salt Lake City, Utah. So we drove 11 hours overnight. Some of the guys sleep really well on the bus, and I'm envious of that. But I got a few hours. I got like a good 4 hours of sleep, and then I get too jittery and my mind starts rolling, and I'm sitting there in that bunk thinking about a million different things. So then anyway, I'm here now, and I'm happy as can be. But I just cleaned up and had breakfast, and and hopped on here with you.
Well, I'm so excited about it. I'm so pumped because just in the nick of time, we've got the tour rolling through here where I'm at in Kansas City next, coming up here on the 24th at Morton Amphitheater. Yes. It is Toto. It is Christopher Cross. It is the Romantics. It is a tour that is taking the U.S. by storm. I just saw, I think the Toto had just posted a clip from last night's show. The reception, the crowds, everything on this tour looks like it is just absolutely insane. Could you have even imagined this level of reaction from crowds across the country?
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. It's that thing that when you grow up and want to be a musician, this is the thing that you're picturing, is that crowd just screaming and singing all the lyrics and getting so excited. And it's exactly that. And it's blowing us away every single night, and the joy is just unbelievable. And we're just enjoying it like crazy, and we want to put that across in the music, and the crowd gives it back to us, and it's that classic rock concert thing.
Dude, I'll tell you, I just went to the venue you guys are playing here in Kansas City. It's called Morton Amphitheater. It's brand new. It is beautiful. I can't wait for you guys to be here on the 24th. But I feel like I need a day to recover just like you from playing a show, because I went to the biggest marathon show I've ever seen last night at this venue, Guns N' Roses, for 3.5 hours, Dennis.
Wow.
For 3.5 hours. And you know what? I've been critical of it because I don't think any band should ever play over 2.5. That's my theory. That's me. I'm dying on that hill. Do you want Toto to play another 90 minutes on top of what you do?
Oh man. Well, I guess we would get a little bit tired doing that night after night, but there's so many good songs, man. That's the thing, is that once you love a band, it's like, well, there's no way they're going to do a show without doing that one and that one and that one. And suddenly you have a list of 40 songs, and that's how you end up with those 4-hour shows. And there's some bands that can do it. There's some bands that can pull it off. But yeah, I know what you mean. When it gets over that 2-hour, 2.5-hour mark, it's like, wow, you're really in this. You got to be a diehard to really enjoy and appreciate that.
And that's why I'm so pumped for Toto, because I don't know that there's a band that just hits you over the head with melodic hit after melodic hit. Toto's just that band. I mean, and Toto's always been one of those bands that's like, not everybody knows that every wonderful song that Toto has is Toto.
Right.
So you're just like, oh, Rosanna, oh, Hold the Line, like and you just start naming them off. Georgie Porgy, and you're just like, wait, those are all Toto? Do you get a lot of that, like touring and stuff, that just like you're just shocked? I mean, the crowd is just almost shocked about just the hits that just keep on coming from you guys?
Oh, definitely. And especially talking to younger people, they don't always know about the band, but then they know all the songs. And people come and see the show, and they're surprised with how many songs they know. And then if there's a few that they didn't, they're like, wow, I got to go check that out. And there's so much to dive into because it's such a diverse band. Not all of the songs are the same. Each song kind of has its own thing. So it's fun from that level too.
From a lot of people are going to be seeing you maybe for the first time, because obviously you're not quite as old as like Steve and Joe and the guys. This is just an observation. I mean, I'm sure they'd even agree with that. So talk about you joining the band. I think it's been, a couple years now. How did this happen? You're in the fold. You even sing, I think, one of the songs during the night. So like you're really in the fold. And I think that from everything I hear and I see, this will be my first time seeing you with the band here coming up on the 24th. But how did this happen, and what's it been like for you? Has it been just kind of a dream come true?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was born just a few years after these guys, but I grew up on that 70s and 80s music because that's what my parents listened to. That's what my brother and I listened to and grew up loving. And I knew Toto, but I didn't really dive in until I got the call, and it turned out that I was going to be playing with these guys, and I sunk my teeth into this band and went, where has this band been all my life? It was so the it was like the combination of all the things that I love, this funk and this pop and this kind of prog edge with this hard rock edge, but it was also still kind of R&B and had great harmonies, multiple singers and keyboard parts and tons of keyboard parts. And that's so much fun to listen to and so much fun to dive into and play too, to perform. So yeah, it's been a total dream come true. All the guys are really cool, which is really what makes the thing a blast. Because I've heard stories from people who join bands and it doesn't always work out because the personalities aren't always there. In this case, we love each other, and like tonight on a day off, we're gonna go have dinner together. That's just how we do it. So yeah, it's a really fun experience. But it came about because I we landed in each other's lives right at the right time. I was referred to them by a good friend, a mutual friend of ours, goes by the name Bumblefoot, Ron Thal,
Yes.
who you just saw Guns N' Roses the other night. Ron used to play.
Used to be, yes.
And he's this phenomenal virtuoso guitar player I became friends with over the years. And of course, he knew Luke really well. And when they were looking for somebody, Luke was talking to his guitar player buddies. Steve Lukather.
Yes.
He was talking to his guitar player buddies, and Ron brought me up. And when they were looking for a keyboard player 2 years ago. So yeah, I've been in the fold for 2 years, and it's just gotten better and better. And we've really formed a nice family kind of connection here in the band. It's been really fun.
Well, I'll tell you what, the older I get, I grew up in an era where like, man, I'm 42, but I'm growing up just like I'm loving Motley Crue and Kiss and every band from the late 70s and 80s you could name every single one of them. And I didn't realize the older I get how important and how much I love a keyboard sound within a band. I'm like, I wasn't really that into Rush growing up. Now I freaking love Rush, and I'm so glad they're back out there. And when you think about like some of those Toto, those parts, those keyboard riffs and some of those solos, like I think you posted a video the other day doing was it from the solo from Rosanna that you should have
right,
to do?
Yeah.
And it's like, it was freaking magical just hearing you do that isolated. I'm like, I'm a keyboard nerd now and I don't care who knows it. And like, so, I mean, that's got to feel good knowing that like, that instrument just like takes over. And I'm such a fan of it now. And I love that solo that you kind of taught. Not that anyone could just emulate it. I'm sure not going to tackle that one anytime soon.
Well, you just made my dream come true. I think that a lot of the times the keyboards get put in the back of the stage or people can't really see what's going on. I like having the tilted stand so you could see exactly what's going on with my fingers, and that every single note is actually being played. And I like making those videos and showing here's how it's done. And more and more so, I think keyboard players with those kinds of videos, people get more inspired to play the instrument and pick it up, and you could be really creative with the thing and really make it your own, because it's one of those instruments you could really go any direction with it. Some people really dive into the sound. Some people really dive into the chords. I mean, you got 10 fingers and you could play 10 notes at a time on on this instrument. It's not like a trumpet or even a guitar where you could really only play 6 at a time usually. And it's got its own special magic, the keyboard. You can really dial in the sound to be whatever you want it to be. And that's the fun of it for me. So I'm glad that video made you a keyboard. It was part of, something that could contribute to you being a keyboard nerd.
Of course. I love it. And I think about some of the songs that when I, in hindsight, think about like, man, like that song wouldn't be the same without it. I think about just Jump by Van Halen. I think about Europe. I'm a big Europe fan. I think about like Dio's Rainbow in the Dark. Like there was no way, like keyboards on a metal album in 1983 was unheard of. Iron Maiden did it then on Somewhere in Time. Mm-hmm. And I think back to that. Is there like an album or a song or something that like you remember hearing that you're like, oh yeah, like that makes sense to me. Like I can do that, or I want to do that.
Well, since being a little kid, a toddler, I was listening to the Grand Illusion album by Styx.
Oh, Hell
which of
yeah.
course has Fooling Yourself and Come Sail Away and Castle Walls on it. And yeah, I mean, to me, the keyboards are like the color of the, I mean, the rest of it's there and it's kind of like the structure. And then when the keyboards come in on an album like that, that's the entire color and the decoration of the whole sound.
Oh God, you're so right, and even more pumped now because I think that for me, it's funny. It seems like in the last 10 years, I know that this term has been around longer, but the term yacht rock has become so popular. Maybe because there's an XM radio station, Yacht Rock Radio, and like you said, Toto's music is so diverse, but yet they really get. If of any band, Toto gets put in that category of yacht rock. Is that like a term that you were familiar with, that the band is like embraced, or is it just kind of like, yeah, that's just sort of part of it, but that's just sort of lumping it all together in a category that's maybe not always fitting.
Right. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I remember the first time I started hearing that term. It was several years ago, and I remember asking someone, "What's that? What's yacht rock? What the heck? Where did that come from?" And someone explained it to me. It's like this kind of softer rock. It's like something you'd listen to on a yacht as you're cruising along. I was like, "All right." And I, I remember actually on the first phone call that I had with Luke when I got the gig, when he was calling to say, "Okay, you're our guy. You start learning the set. You got 6 weeks." He brought it up. He was like, "We're doing this big summer tour, and we're kind of capitalizing on the yacht rock thing. We're going out with Men at Work and Christopher Cross at the time, and now Christopher Cross and the Romantics this year." But he was saying we're going out with Christopher Cross because people are really digging this whole yacht rock concept, and he was laughing about it. He's like, I don't know how this came about. It was just my career. He has this way of explaining. It's like, it's just my career. It's just the albums that I played on. It's what we did. We had no idea we were creating yacht rock. Whoever gave it this silly name, but whatever, we'll take it. Let's go out there and do this thing. And we always laugh. We see the people in the crowd with the captain hats and the calling it yacht rock. It's so funny. Just imagine making music or art or something, and 30 years later, someone comes up with a funny name for it, for what you did for your entire career. And that's the position that Luke and these guys are in. So they embrace it, and it's cool, and laugh about it, and it's a good time.
It is hilarious that became, because it's not a term. It's like I remember starting to listen to like Yacht Rock Radio on XM, and I didn't quite know how it all fit together. I'm like, wait, how does like Islands in the Stream fit in with like a song like Hold the Line or Rosanna? But it all kind of makes sense. Christopher Cross, you're touring with him right now. A song like Sailing, it's just like, man, music that puts you in a mood or a time or a place or a memory, like that's freaking powerful stuff, no matter what you call it. So Toto's one of those bands that does that. And I saw Toto open for Journey. This had been right before I think you joined. And I remember being just like, the sound that came from that band that night is impeccable. I mean, as a guy you play out every instrument, music as much as anyone, just like talk about what it takes to create the sound. You talked about multiple guys singing, multiple keyboards, instruments everywhere, vocal harmonies. That's what Toto is. So just how is it like, what's it like kind of putting that sound all together every night from the mixing board?
Yeah, well, there's so much detail that goes into it, and I think the thing that really sets the really impressive and fun, and the bands that really last and make you want to sit and watch a concert and stand up and enjoy a concert, there's an element of reality to it, of realness to it. And we really, backstage, we rehearse our harmonies, and before we go out on tour, we spend hours divvying out the parts and making sure that this guy's singing in the right register and that guy's singing in the right register, and we really get them together and fine tune all of those performances. So we're starting and ending at the same time, and we have 5 voices that are singing in that harmony for real together. And then Ray, the other keyboard player, and we get together on those keyboard parts with David, the original keyboard player who wrote most of this stuff. He guides us along too, and we really get into the finer details. So we're not just playing back some track from the album and singing to it like karaoke. We are recreating the entire thing, every note of what you hear that's on stage being performed, and you can watch it happen. And to me, that's what makes a concert fun. I mean, that's the difference between sitting at home listening to music and watching a concert is you get this audio visual connection where all of the notes that you're hearing, you can also watch being created on stage. And it's piece by piece. It's every little note at a time. There's nothing skipped over. There's no trick to it. It's you learn these songs note for note and you work on them note for note with the band. And then when you get on stage, you just let it rip, and it's fun, and it's you don't have to think about it anymore. So that's from my perspective. From my perspective in a band, that's always the method.
I love that, and this band does that as well as anyone. Speaking of music, I want to talk about you kind of flexing your creative muscle, obviously outside of Toto, because you are a musician's musician, no question about it. And I was just listening to your solo album, Principle, and man, you talked earlier about just some of the influences and the prog and some of the stuff. Like, man, it really comes out in this album. I freaking love it. You've got guest stars all over the place. You got members from Toto that come in there. You mentioned Bumblefoot. I think is it Games that he does with you on the album?
Yeah.
It's such a good song. Like, talk about doing this album and what it was like putting it together, and then to have the support of some of the Toto bandmates and putting this thing out, man. I think it's incredible. Do you play everything on this album pretty much?
Well, man, thanks for listening. I appreciate that. I played I played a lot of the instruments throughout the songs, and then included those guest musicians when I thought that they could execute something better than I could. And probably the most the guy that you hear the most on there is actually Shannon Forrest, who was the drummer of Toto the last several years. He played on 6 of the songs. So that was, he's like a real heartbeat of the album. And then Marco Miniman plays drums on 2 songs. And like you mentioned, Bumblefoot plays on one of the songs, and he also mastered the album. But then, yeah, Luke, man, he came in, and so Steve Lukather plays on 2 of the songs. He came in and just ripped this shredding, awesome solo and Scare Me, and then also a funk guitar part in Candy on Mars. But then, yeah, I filled in kind of the rest of it. I mean, I haven't mentioned all of them. And my friend Steve Bonino played, David Page played on it, Joseph Williams sang a part on it, Trev Lukather played a part on it. But outside of those kind of step out moments from those guest musicians, yeah, I played a lot of the bass and the rhythm guitars and the almost all the keyboards and then all of the vocals other than Joe's additions on there. So yeah, it was quite a process to create it. But I got to tell you, the most special thing was just having the support of the Toto guys. Just the fact they wanted to help and support the fact that I was making this album, let alone play on it. It was a huge honor and just a huge blessing, because you don't always see that all the time, where you're in a band and people are supportive of you doing things outside the band. A lot of people get all picky and restrictive about that kind of stuff. And with them, they were like, we really want to watch you soar and express yourself and have a fruitful career, and any way we could help that, that's what we want to do. And that was just that touched me in such a big way. So it was really cool having their support, and the album I think came out I'm so happy with how it came out. And it's a fun thing to listen back to for sure,
dude. It's so good. And like I got to ask you, influences wise, I mean, were you a big fan of Yes? Because I hear a lot. Like a lot of that in there. I definitely hear that. Maybe it's like Rush. I mean, all that stuff's in there, right? I mean, that's Absolutely. Just it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and Rush, absolutely. ELP was a big one for me. Styx, like I mentioned, and so many other ones. But also the Toto influence played a big part on this album too, because once I learned all the Toto songs, then that was in my fingers, and I started, certain things were creeping out into my writing when I was writing this particular album too.
Well, what do you feel? This summer tour is coming to an end here. We just a couple, a week or so, I think left. Just a few shows left. It goes, I think, up until August 30th. So, what's the rest of the year kind of looking like for you? What do you got coming up next? Like, what's on the horizon for you, my friend?
Well, the biggest thing is actually I have a band together now, and we've been rehearsing and getting together and playing the songs for my album. And that's just been a total revelation. That's been so much fun, and we cannot wait to get out there and play and put together some shows. So that's the first priority when I get back home from this tour, which, yeah, man, this tour's gone by so fast. I don't want it to end, but I also do. I have so much to do when I get home, and I'm excited for that too. So yeah, we'll be getting out playing some shows with my own solo band very soon here. We don't have anything booked yet, but we'll have something out there very soon, and we just can't wait to do that.
Awesome. Oh, that's so great to hear. I will come out and find you somewhere when that happens. So where is home these days? Where do you call home?
Yeah, I'm still in LA. I'm an LA guy, just like most of the other Toto guys. Yeah.
Everybody is. Everyone's at LA these days.
Most of them. Yeah. Just about everybody.
Dude, like it seems like so many LA guys have moved to Vegas or Nashville in the last 10 years. Why has that happened? Like LA was always the epicenter all the way back.
I was just laughing about it with one of our crew. It's like there's this kind of expectation that if you're in a famous rock band that you're just loaded, you're just rich, you could do anything you want. And it's so, I mean, I hate to break the illusion because, it's fun to get up there on stage and act like you're, just the bee's knees or whatever. But it's so funny because it's like no one can live in California easily. It's like
that's true.
In LA, it's so impossible. Not impossible, but it's a real commitment. You got to really want to live there and want to keep up with the insane prices of everything. So I get it. I get why people move out, but all that being said, we're doing pretty well, and most of us still live in LA. So that if that says anything, it sounds like we're doing all right. But yeah, I think that's got to play a part in it.
That yes,
places.
Yeah, it does. Of course, I mean that's what everyone says, and it totally makes sense. But for you'll be here in kind of the Midwest next week. So I got to ask, what are you eating on the road? Because here in KC, we don't have a lot, Dennis. We got the Kansas City Chiefs, 3-time Super Bowl champions over the last 8 years, and we've got barbecue. So if you're ready for some barbecue, my friend, I can give you all the suggestions on that.
Always ready for some barbecue. Absolutely. Yeah, we pretty well on the road. I mean, we get food after the show, and we get catering at the venue. We go out to some nice dinners throughout our days off. I gotta say, there's nothing like when I'm at home. I have eggs and toast every morning. Every morning, that's like my ritual. It's my thing. It gets my brain going. I need to have a good, strong, healthy breakfast with lots of protein. And I started bringing those. We started getting eggs on the tour bus. So I have my eggs every morning, and I gotta say that's one of the most important things. Sometimes it's not eating out that matters. Sometimes it's like what you have in your own fridge. So.
That is so true. As someone that travels a lot and I try to eat as healthy as I can, it's hard on the road because it's just like I just don't have time. I just grab whatever, and I'm just like you. So it's like I've started to like master the art of like finding. I eat a lot of Bear Bells. That's like a really good protein bar.
Oh, cool.
If you haven't had Bear Bells, those are like amazing. Like it's like a candy bar, but it's literally no sugar, 20 grams of protein. They're amazing, and so I highly recommend those.
All right.
They're not even a sponsor yet, but they better be after this.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's so obviously, yeah. Hopefully you can grab some BBQ here, man. We got Joe's Q39. It's all good, so you can't go wrong here.
Please, send me some recommendations. Yeah, I eat real healthy on the road. Just last night after the show, I had my buffalo chicken mac and cheese waiting for me.
That's the best.
I'll go for it.
That is the best.
When we get off stage, all bets are off. It's like, let's go. I'm eating anything in sight. We just burned a lot of calories on stage.
I love it. Well, Dennis, I can't thank you enough for the time, and I want to make sure you got a chance to cool down and rest for the remainder of the day. But I got to hit you with our final 4 drum roll before I let you go. 4 quick questions. We'll have some fun. All right. Give us what comes to mind. First concert you ever attended?
Parachute Express.
Where was that?
You know what that is? It's like a kids band.
Yeah. So
yeah, they were awesome actually. I don't really remember it that much because I was just a little kid, but yeah, it had to be somewhere in LA. My
Well,
parents took us to go see Parachute Express. My first real rock band, like classic rock band, I saw Chicago.
oh,
That
heck
would have been
yeah.
my first, like, I think we saw them at the Greek or something. I'm not sure where we saw Parachute Express, but all I remember is that was a cool band
That's
for little
Well,
kids. That was a great one.
I know you guys got to leave, but like the day after you guys are in KC, we got Sticks in Chicago here, the same
Ah,
venue as you guys,
oh
the
my
very
gosh.
next night.
Well, yeah, I would be remiss to not mention that I've been to 22, I think, 22 Styx shows.
I
And
Amazing.
my first one, Chicago has them beat by a couple years. Like I said, that was the first classic rock band I saw. But I saw Styx when I was 6 years old. That was the first time I saw my favorite band in concert. So
I,
I,
you
but
guys
yeah,
have
I
you
wish
guys have a day off after the KC show. I'm just saying, you guys
I
got a day
know
off.
we gotta stay in.
Just throwing it out there. You could get number 23, and I've seen Styx about as much as any band I've as well. And I just love those guys. What is the first album that you bought or was given to you, or that you remember like just listening to an entire album of somebody?
Oh wow. Geez. First album I remember listening to all the way through. It had to be a Styx album. I'm like, we keep going back to
Grand
Styx,
Illusion, probably. Yeah.
it had to be like, because that's what I was listening to at that age. It might have been a Beach Boys album. Who
Ooh,
knows? I might have been listening to Pet Sounds or something. I'll also go with Night at the Opera. I remember my dad listening to that in the living room. That was really an album that I gravitated toward and latched onto and wanted to listen to from beginning to end. But yeah, it's kind of hard to remember what was the first album, like first one from beginning to end. Who knows? I listened to a lot of music growing up, but yeah, man,
that's good.
that's a tough one. I got to think back.
Okay, so kind of intricate question here. You can play one set with a band, any era, any time period, like Living Dead, but it's a band that usually would never feature a keyboardist on stage, but you get to be that keyboardist on stage.
Oh,
Who are you playing with?
oh man, there's a few that come to mind. Oh man. I mean, I could start. The first thing that came to mind was Queen, because we were just talking about Queen a second ago. I mean, they've obviously Freddie has always been the keyboard player in the band, but it would be fun to actually have like a fifth member of Queen.
That's a
Because
great one.
I would love to be there to do kind of the extra harmonies and play piano when Freddie doesn't, wants to go out and sing. That would be cool. Or, add I could play some of the rhythm guitar parts behind the lead guitar. That would be cool. Another one would be 1,000 Foot Crutch is one of my favorite bands. They're a hard rock kind of like almost metal, but kind of pop band. And they I don't think they usually perform with a keyboard player, but there's some cool keyboard parts on the album. And same thing, I could imagine playing some of the rhythm. Every time I listen to them, like if I was there live, I would be adding these harmonies and the. I love thinking that way, but
Dude,
I don't
that's
know. Both of those bands are so great live on their own. It's not like they need it's not like they need it. But I've always listened to those and imagined what I would do if I were there.
I love those answers. That is absolutely perfect. Last thing, when you're streaming on the road, television, whatever it is, are you more like like an ID channel, like crime, like true crime stuff, horror? What kind of shows? Like, what's your favorite genre to stream?
I watch Joe's shows. That's what I'm gonna.
What is that?
That's Joe, our singer. He puts on a movie or a show or something on the bus. He's got the back lounge. That's Joe's lounge in the back of the bus.
So you just watch whatever he throws up there, and that's it.
Because here's the thing: is when I'm by myself, like I was saying, my mind is just always going crazy. I'm just always thinking. So I can't bring myself to put something on the TV and watch it. Someone else has to sit me down and say, Dennis, we're watching this. And then it's like, okay, try to focus on that. And then I get caught and I end up loving it. But it's Joe. He's the guy in the band that will sit me down and say, hey, let's watch a movie tonight. And he's always putting on great movies. And actually all the guys have been giving me, I have a whole list on my phone, just a bunch of classics that's like, Dennis, you haven't seen, and then it's like I have to write it down. It's like, okay, we'll get to that one. So we watched some really great classic movies on this tour that I had never seen before. I mean, Sixth Sense, Sixth Sense.
Great movie.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that was my favorite of the ones we watched this tour. That it's like, again, a totally classic movie. Everyone in the world has seen it, but somehow I hadn't, and I was just stunned. I was so moved by that movie, and so yeah, anything Joe puts on, I'll answer it that way.
Has he ever tried to make you watch Lion King, for instance?
He actually hasn't yet, but I've seen Lion King.
Well, I was 3 years old when I realized that he was the voice of older Simba. I was like, wait a second, my mind like couldn't comprehend it. I'm like, that's what?
It's so funny. We do a little bit in the show. Spoiler alert. We do a little bit in the show where Luke is announcing, he's introducing Joe to the audience, and he says, "There's something you don't know about Joe." And he says he's saying this in the movie and the album soundtrack, and we launch into that little bit of Hakuna Matata. And the other night we were doing that, and I was looking in the second or third, I think it was the second row. There was this lady sitting there with her jaw dropped, and I was like, "Is she okay? Am I seeing this right? Like, is that what I think?" It's just completely still with her jaw just on the floor for the entire, 30-second bit or whatever. And then, when it was over, woo, you see her start cheering and moving. But I was watching her for a second. That just jaw dropped still. It was the best reaction, because it's like, that's exactly what happens. You're watching a Toto show and it's like, that's that voice?
Dude, that was literally me at that Journey Toto show in 2023. I'm like, wait, I'm sorry? Like, it was because I'm that guy. I'm pretentious about music. I know everything. I know everyone that's played on every Dokken album and every member of Foreigner and where they came from. Oh, no. Didn't know that one. And I was just like, I got to start all over. I am not near the guru I thought I was. So great stuff, man. Well, Dennis, it's been a true honor. Can't wait to see you guys here August 24th, coming up here, Morton Amphitheater. Guys, you got to be at the show. Come check it out. There's nothing like it. Get ready for a night of smooth and crunchy grooves, man. That's what it's all about with the guys from Toto. Dennis, best of luck. The solo album is amazing. It's called Principle. Check it out right now. You're the best, man. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you here in KC next week, my brother.
Oh, I can't wait. Thank you so much, Clint.
Anytime, brother. Thank you so much.
All right, bye.